Hello, Theo, Flove here. A quick thing today. This is like one of the biggest blockages that people have when it comes to being happy. And it's about how we think about happiness, as if it is something that can be depleted. And depleted means it will run out. Like we can be this much happy, but if we are this much happy, we also got to be this much sad. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. When you think about happiness, the thing about happiness or any emotion, but let's take the feeling of joy, the feeling you get when serotonin is released in your brain, or dopamine, or endorphins, all that good stuff that makes you feel great. Is that finite? Is it something that you have so much of and then it's closed? Well, that's what we have been told in the past. When you think about how they would say that, like the drug ecstasy, how that would deplete your serotonin levels and you would become depressed because you just flushed it all out and then it wasn't there no more. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is correct, but there's some truth that is left out. And this is what I found to be true in my life, and that is you can have endless happiness. You can have happiness that is ever increasing. And it's not like you reach a top and then you're like, okay, now I got to feel sad. Or like the brain is functioning like you got to have a low if you have a high. No, that is incorrect. That isn't the truth. I've lived the truth of this. And the truth is you can feel as happy as you want to be. And you can keep feeling happier every day. You can keep feeling happier and happier and happier and happier and happier and happier and more joyous and more peaceful and more blessed out, whatever. There is no cap on the levels of happiness you can achieve. Think about this example. A person who is really proficient in making fire or gathering food just out in the woods or in nature in general. Someone like Bear Grylls, if you've seen him, he was on Discovery Channel, like a master herbalist in a way. He could walk in any kind of environment, in snow, in winter, in the desert, anywhere, and gather the necessary food and make fire if he needed to do that. You could make fire in this method, like every method. He could use, the splinter thing, or a lighter, of course, matches, or you could gather up some dry leaves and crush some special rocks together, and he would create fire. So basically, you could put this guy anywhere, and he could create fire, and he could gather food, no matter the environment or the conditions he was in. Well, that's kind of how your brain is. If you use those skills, if you start by using the skill of educating yourself in how to get food in the wilderness, or how to create fire out of nothing, or in a special environment, as you educate yourself through different ways to learn these skills, you will have the ability to create the desired result in any environment, because you're an educated person. Now, this is how happiness works. You can gather information about happiness and how to unlock and trigger happiness in your mind and in your being. And as you learn more about it, you can be in any environment, in any condition, and you can create happiness. And that is reality. If you educate yourself in happiness, if you understand more about how you can achieve more happiness in your life and how you can actually also be a contagiously happy person, that means you can walk into a room and people around you will feel happier because you are there, because you have such a high level of emotional well-being that it's like impossible for people not to see it or feel it, which is what really happens. So the point is, there is no cap on how happy you can be. And that's the truth, because look at happy people. They have gone past that block, because it is a blockage. It's a belief that makes you think, wait a minute, I can only be this happy But if I reach that state, I have to feel depressed again or something like that. That's not true. The truth is, it's like a muscle. It's like if you train it over and over and over again, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And this makes really much sense. Think about it. If you tell your body and your brain that, hey, I am a person that creates happiness. I'm going to create a lot of it. I'm learning stuff now that makes it easy for me to create more happiness wherever I stand. Your brain then responds to that and like, okay, let's create more serotonin, let's create more dopamine, endorphins, ananda, something, all these good stuff that your brain triggers, chemicals in your brain that makes you feel good. As you use that, your brain would have to adapt to your new energy. So if you keep doing that, you keep training this muscle of happiness, your brain becomes proficient in creating serotonin, dopamine, all that stuff. The end result is that you can feel happy no matter what, and there's no cap on it. So I hope after this video you have a stronger understanding and belief that you have the ability within you to train your happiness muscle. You can learn those skills, those survival skills to feel happier no matter what. And I hope you also see that, what we've believed in the past isn't necessarily what we will now believe in the future when we have more information. So the past understanding that there may have been some cap on happiness, well, it no longer applies. What applies to you now, hopefully if you listen to this video, you'll know this. You can have happiness no matter what, in any condition, any situation, and it is potentially endless. That means you will never hit a peak. There will always be another level, and there won't be like a necessity to go down to go up. That's not entirely true. There is some truth to it. We will go into that in other videos. But for now, be aware that you deserve happiness. You can be happy. You can have, or any positive emotion you want, you can have that. It's yours. And I'm here to create something for all the people who wants more happiness to learn from. That's why I'm creating this course in happiness, the happiness course. I may change the title, by the way. But I'm creating this course, and I suggest that anyone who wants to be happy take a look at it when it gets out and when I tell you about it in these videos, because that will be your education, so you can be out in the wilderness and create food anywhere.